Peak Performance Coach AJ Madden here. Today we will cover Principle 6, Be Useful, from our 7 principles from 1% Warrior Code of Success, now available on Amazon and my website, coachajmadden.com. Principle number 6, Be Useful. Let's start out with a quote from best-selling author and business leadership expert Larry Winget. I call him a life expert as well. Life is math. In every situation, your presence either adds or subtracts from. It's very binary statement there. You either add or subtract from a situation, plus or minus, black or white. And this is a great be useful quote. I believe you have to be selfish to be useful. And what I mean by that is you must take care of yourself first if you want to take care of others to the best of your ability. That means prioritizing your own health and your own happiness and your own self-esteem, self-confidence in order to be the best you can be for your friends, your family, your coworkers, your team members. So it's be selfish first and take care of yourself so you can take care of others and be useful to others. It's often the oxygen mask principle is often talked about, where on an airplane, if you want to help other people on the plane, or the plane's in trouble, the oxygen mask drop down. If you want to be helpful and useful to others, put on your own oxygen mask first. Because if you don't, you'll pass out and you won't be able to help anybody. This is being selfish to be useful in a nutshell. Let's talk about each one of our 7 principles has 3 master keys, and we will go over those today. And I'll talk about what I do in these videos is I talk about the key points from the book, and then I expand on them beyond what is often in the book. So master key number 1 is BYOBF, be your own best friend. And here's a quote from Dr. Michael Gervais. Dr. Michael Gervais is a psychologist. He's a peak performance expert. He's worked with the Seattle Seahawks NFL team, among many others. Here's a quote from Michael. You are your greatest coach. The inner dialogue and relationship you have with yourself was taught to you. You didn't just come into the world with that software. If it was taught to you, you can change it. You can discard that part of you and parts of the conversation that are no longer fitting, and you can upgrade. You can upgrade yourself to be your own best friend. What do I mean by be your own best friend? Positive self-talk. Be your own positive coach. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Be your own biggest supporter. So often in our own head, we say things to ourselves that we would never say to anyone that we care about. And we would never say to our real best friends and family members. But we say these things to ourselves in our own head. This is where be your own best friend comes in. Talk to yourself like a winner. Talk to yourself like a positive coach. And when you catch yourself giving yourself limiting beliefs, I can't, I'm not good enough, there's no way I can do it, I'll never, or putting yourself down, I'm always this, labeling yourself in a certain way. Things that you would never say to your real life best friend, don't say them to yourself. Your relationship with yourself and your own self-talk is the most important relationship by far, because again, if you're your own best friend, you can be a much better best friend to others. You can be a much better family member to others. Here's a quote from Joseph Rodriguez. One of the greatest things you can do in your life is become your own best friend. Kamal Ravikant talks about love yourself like your life depends on it, and he wrote a book with that title. When you love yourself, life loves you back. That's a quote from Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It by Kamal Ravikant. Believe you're capable of great things. Quote from Jack Canfield, author of one of my all-time favorite books and most recommended books, The Success Principles. You could pick up the 10th anniversary edition now. You are capable and worthy of love. These 2 beliefs are the main pillars of high self-esteem. Being capable and worthy of love. That's by Jack Canfield. And here's another great quote. We want to win in our mind first. We need to win in our mind first. And what does that mean? That means before you can win in the real world, in reality, you have to win in your mind first. Thoughts become things. Everything around you, someone had to think about first that was built around you. The chair you're sitting in, the car you're driving in, the house you live in. Someone had to think about that first and see it in their mind's eye before it could be built and created. So that's what win in your mind first means. Here's a quote from Steve Maxwell. Our lives are the sum total of all our positive and negative thoughts. And here's how Steve talks about dropping what I call the black bags. Those are limiting beliefs and negativity. Replace every negative thought with 2 or 3 positive thoughts. Rather than focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. And let's cover master key number 2. It's a long chapter, be useful in the book, and easily one of the most important. Master key number 2 in our principle number 6 is maximize your energy. Maximize your energy. Dr. Matthew James says, be your own espresso. And in the book, I give you 10 tips to maximize your energy with some science behind them. And I'll summarize, I'll list those 10, and then I expand on them in the book and give you some science and statistics. Here's the 10 habits to maximize your energy. Number 1, reduce your stress. Crucial. Harvard has found that over 90% of doctors' visits are stress-related, so no further explanation needed there. Habit number 2 is keep it real and eat real foods as opposed to processed foods. If your great-great-great-grandparents ate it, that's probably what you want to eat. If it flew in the air, if it grows on a tree, if it grows in the earth, or it's walked and had legs, you want to focus on that. That's real food. Habit number 3 is stay hydrated. Habit number 4 is do some form of exercise that you enjoy and are motivated to do. You'll be much more inclined to do it if you enjoy doing it. There's some type of exercise out there for everyone. You just have to find what's best for you. So do what moves you. Habit number 5 is do some form of resistance training that you enjoy 2 to 3 days a week. Resistance training is weight training. It's calisthenics, push-ups, squats. It is band work. It's some type of resistance training where you are lifting something or pulling on something, picking up, pushing away, standing up and down, moving your body through space with some resistance, whether that's your body weight or weights or bands. Habit number 6, walk outdoors in nature for 30 to 60 minutes 3 times a week. This is one of my most important life habits, easily, is to walk outdoors in nature. It can be very therapeutic, and it can be outstanding for clearing your mind and also allowing you to think and have the space to think about things. Habit number 7 is practice 10 minutes of simple mobility, stability, and balance and flexibility work 3 to 5 days a week. And this is stretching, and this is balance work, and this is opening up your body through stretching, foam rolling, 10 minutes 10 minutes 3 to 5 days a week. Habit number 8 is do 3 minutes of daily exercises to improve your posture. I'm a really big fan of doing everything you can to improve your posture. And again, we talked about in principle number 5 about embodied cognition, that when we move our body a certain way and we stand a certain way, we can change our mind and emotions. Habit number 9 is practice at least 1 minute of mindful breathing each day, focusing on your breathing for just 1 minute. It can be unbelievably powerful for people, especially if you've never done it before. And habit number 10 is get 8 to 10 hours of quality sleep each night. And I think that's a real linchpin habit right there. So few people get quality sleep, and it ties all the other habits together because you'll have the willpower to do the other ones when you get better sleep. Master key number 3 is turn up the love, and that is serve. So we talked about being selfish to be useful, taking care of ourselves, ultimately so we can be of great service to others. That's why master key number 3 is be useful, or turn up the love, to serve. And who do we serve? Friends, family, community, co-workers, team members. Be of service, be useful, to others. And there's a quote, I believe it was by Zig Ziglar: you can get everything you want if you help others get everything they want. And I'm paraphrasing that. And by serving others, whether it's in a business or if you want to be happier, serve others. It's a strange way that the universe works. I believe by design that the more we give, the more we get. The more we help others, the better we feel. It's quite unbelievable. It's quite extraordinary by design how this works. And here's a quote from Tony Robbins: "The secret of living is giving. The root of all suffering is a me focus." The root of all suffering is a me focus. That's a powerful quote, and I really like that one. Here's a quote from Dr. Alan Weiss: "No one has the right to use wealth without creating it. No one has a right to happiness without creating it. What's the contribution I make?" And being useful, serving others, turning up the love is really getting out of your own head. So if you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling upset, get out of your own head and go help someone, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Even if it's to send a positive text message or email to somebody, go be useful to someone else. It's one of the fastest ways you can get out of a bad mood or bad feelings, is to just be useful and serve other people. And I have a 3-step process I use if I'm in a bad mood, if I'm feeling a certain way I don't want to. Number one is I think about what I'm grateful for. I think about 3 things that I'm grateful for. Number 2 is I get up and I physically move my body. That's the embodied cognition. And number 3 is I focus on someone else other than myself and I try to be useful to them in some way. And this can be done in as little as 5 minutes to completely change your mood. Be grateful for 3 things. Get up and move. Even if it's 30 seconds of jumping jacks or a 2-minute walk, get up and move your body. And number 3 is to serve someone. And out of those 3, the most powerful is definitely to serve someone. If you found this useful today, please click like and subscribe. If you found it helpful, please share it with someone else that you also believe would find it helpful. If you'd like to improve your performance, your success, happiness, confidence, pick yourself up a copy of 1% Warrior, The Code of Success, available on Amazon and my website, coachajmadden.com. It is essentially 20 years of the best practices that I have learned. And I put it all into one book because I wanted to create the most useful tool, one-stop shopping I possibly could for people. And I'm very proud of this, and I know it is very helpful to others because all these principles and habits and mindsets have been very helpful to me. I wish everyone happiness and success, and I challenge you to continue to be useful every day in big and small ways.